You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show.
Broadcasting live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Time, exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
This is sports talk for the people.
Follow Stewart Media and Entertainment right now on Facebook to stay connected and locked in for upcoming events like the Couples and Cocktail Series, viewing parties, and much, much more. Up next, get ready to ride raw with the Doug Stewart Show.
This is sports talk with hot sauce, Texas Pete hot sauce, the Doug Stewart Show.
Exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
Yes! The wait is finally over. Baseball season is here at last, and the excitement continues all season long at DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments, just instant cash, instant gratification. Why wait until the end of the season to claim victory when you can win huge cash every day? At DraftKings, it's like a brand new season every time you play. Just select 2 pitchers and 8 position players, stay under the salary cap, and you could be on your way to an enormous payday. Last year, Peter from Colorado won $1 million at DraftKings in one day just playing fantasy baseball. Hundreds of thousands of fantasy sports fans just like you have already cashed in at DraftKings. Now it's your turn. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code Spreaker to play for free. You could win a part of $300 million in prizes being awarded this season. Use promo code Spreaker for free entry now at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com, that's DraftKings.com. This your boy Doug Stewart. For my folks at System 5 Electronics, they're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area, all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the #1 thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736. Or online at System5ElectronicsInc.com. That's System5ElectronicsInc.com.
You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised.
Do you want that real sports talk? Unfiltered, unsanitized? Well, you have found it. This is a revolution in radio. The realest, trillest sports talk show in America. The Doug Stewart Show. This is sports talk for the people. Yeah! What's happening? Yay! It's your boy Doug Stewart, man. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it, and I say it all the time. Yes! Thank you. Bring it back. Ow! Man, I feel good. Hope you're feeling well, too. April 6th, 2015. It's a Man Talk Monday. We need your Ballas and your Bustas. Some people call them game balls and gopes, whatever you want to call them. We're talking about superlatives and not so much superlatives from this past weekend. A lot of great conversation to get into, and we are going to get into it today on the Doug Stewart Show. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, we always get new listeners. So if this is your first time listening to the Doug Stewart Show, just remember, man, it's fun for 2 hours, Monday through Friday, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So pass the word. Yes, Doug Stewart, one half the world famous Two Live Stews. Been in the business for a long ass time, talking trash about sports, and it continues here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so obviously, man, we're going to talk about the NCAA tournament, man. The Final Four is over. I'm not going to get into it too much right now. But congratulations, obviously, to Wisconsin and to Duke as they advance to the finals. We're going to talk about that. Obviously, want to get your thoughts on the two Final Four matchups. Want to get your thoughts on that. Also, man, I mean, once again, congratulations to Wisconsin, but in particular, I blame John Calipari, man. I blame Calipari, and I'll tell you why a little bit later. We'll talk about that as well. A lot of NBA news and notes from this past weekend. So those are the things that we're going to touch upon. There's a lot of news coming out of Atlanta as well as far as their teams, their sports teams. The Atlanta Hawks get a huge win this past weekend. The Braves keep dismantling their squad. So we're going to get into all of that. All right. The number, once again, is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. But here's what everybody's talking about in America. All right, and let's just be real about this. Here's what everybody in America is talking about. Wisconsin forward Frank Kaminsky brushed off an obscenity and a racial slur made by Kentucky Wildcats guard Andrew Harrison after the Badgers won Saturday night to advance to the national championship game. Harrison, caught on a live microphone, uttered, "F that N-word." And you know what the N-word was. They were asking Karl Anthony Towns a question, and the mistake that a lot of people do around microphones. I remember when we first got into the business, saying me and my brother, the Two Live Stews. One of our early meetings with our agent, and he'd been in the business for over, I think, like 50 years. I mean, that's not an exaggeration. He's been in the radio industry for like 50 years. And we had this meeting. At the end of the meeting, the last thing he said to us is, oh, yeah. And I tell all my new clients one thing: be extra careful around open microphones. That's what he said. And evidently, man, Andrew Harrison was not careful around an open microphone. I don't know how he got twisted up, but actually said, F that ninja. A couple of things I want to make points about, and then I want to ask a question. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. First of all, and I haven't heard anybody say this on TV, on radio, or anywhere else, this whole argument, and I guess it's an argument, people trying to make the point that if a white person had said these same words, then there would have been a total uproar. The entire situation would have been viewed much differently. That's true. I'll get to more than that in a second. But actually, people aren't really paying attention to exactly what he said and the person he is in saying it. What he said, in effect, is basically the vernacular of a young guy that uses the N-word every single day. This would have been a racial issue if Andrew Harrison would have said, F that, redneck, or F that term used for a white person, an after-school snack in which you spread cheese on. You understand what I'm saying? But he didn't say that. Andrew Harrison, in effect, used a racial term that's used towards black people. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't say an epithet towards white people. He didn't. Was he wrong in saying it? Definitely. He shouldn't have said it. And actually, he's come out and apologized to Frank Kaminsky about it. He shouldn't have said it, period, point blank. But the whole racial aspect of this debate and this argument isn't just. It's almost like apples and oranges. If Frank Kaminsky would have come out and used the N-word, he would have been wrong. Matter of fact, he would have been wrong in any regard, but he would have been definitely wrong. If Frank Kaminsky had come out and said a racial epithet using, once again, a racial slur towards white people, I don't think that would have been that big of a deal. And the second point I kind of want to make, and I thought about this, and it always puzzles me, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, and it always puzzles me, and I'm just going to ask a question, and I titled the show, Question for White Folks. Here's the question I have. Why does it seem like that our white brethren look for an opportunity, they debate, they fight, to use the N-word? You feel me? You understand what I'm saying? And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Why would so-and-so, if so-and-so would have said it, then it would have been a totally different argument. Yeah, because you know the root of the meaning, you know the history of the word. White people can't use that and have the same reaction. But it seems like that people argue, and I go to all these websites, and I read these stories, and I read the comments from people, and people are in effect arguing and debating on why they, being as a white person, can't or shouldn't use this word. That doesn't make sense. Think about what you're saying, and from the perspective of a black dude, let me just tell you this. It's offensive. It's offensive when I read these blogs and I hear people comment, oh, so-and-so, if a white person would have used that word, then it would have been a totally different story. Yes, it would be, because you know the history, okay? And there's always this argument on whether black people should even use the word, even in conversation with fellow black people. I don't know about that. I don't know. But trust me when I say this. As a black person, it's offensive to me if you're a white person and you literally are arguing, you're debating, you're mad because you don't have the ability to use the N-word in the same manner that black people do. And the last thing I'll say about that, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, I mean, it's crazy. The last thing I'll say about that is this. This is America, okay? And I've said this many, many times before. This is America, Jack. You can use the N-word if you want. You can. Once again, this is America. You can do anything you want. You have the ability. I don't even know why it's an argument. I don't even know why it's a debate. I don't even know why it's that big of a subject, because, in effect, you can do anything the hell you want. You can. But I will offer this. I will offer this. If you use that word, chances are there are going to be consequences. It's as simple as that. This is almost like a PSA, okay, to my white brother all over America. You can use the word. Matter of fact, I don't care if you use the word. Go ahead. Use the word. Run into your local pub with a bunch of brothers and just start screaming out the word in. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead. But just, as a friend, okay, and as a guy that likes to help humanity and mankind, just know that if you use that word in the wrong setting, around the wrong people, it might be a problem. That's all I'm saying. It might be a problem. So 2 things to encapsulate this entire conversation. It's offensive for you to debate and argue that you want to use the N-word freely, just like black people do. And 2, you can use it. Go ahead, Jack. You can use it. This is America. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say it. Say it. Go ahead. Say the N-word. Go ahead. When you go to your job the next day or today or whatever, and you in the break room, the coffee room or whatever with your black coworker, go ahead. Call him the N-word. Just go ahead. My daddy told us a long, long time ago, the consequences to your actions. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right, when we get back from the break, man, we're going to talk about these games. I'm going to get your thoughts. Hit me up in the chat room on Spreaker.com. That's what you need to do to be totally interactive, man. Once again, man, this is the realest, trillest show in America, man, the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. You've been thinking about starting that online store, right? And you do know e-commerce makes billions a year. That's right. I said billions with a B, okay? A B. Well, just do it, and do it right with my friends at AmeriCommerce. AmeriCommerce is an easy-to-use tool to sell anything online, on Facebook, and through mobile phones. Over 100,000 merchants and website owners have chosen AmeriCommerce to handle their stores and customers. They have the most in-depth features in the industry, which include multiple storefronts, website management from one console, a Facebook shopping application, a mobilized, optimized website, and much more. Don't let eBay, Amazon, and Zappos get all the money. Get your piece of the pie, too. Click on their banner link on thedougstewartshow.com or the app link for more details. First of all, thank you for listening to The Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on The Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes! The wait is finally over. Baseball season is here at last, and the excitement continues all season long at DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments, just instant cash, instant gratification. Why wait until the end of the season to claim victory when you can win huge cash every day? At DraftKings, it's like a brand new season every time you play. Just select 2 pitchers and 8 position players, stay under the salary cap, and you can be on your way to an enormous payday. Last year, Peter from Colorado won $1 million at DraftKings in one day just playing fantasy baseball. Hundreds of thousands of fantasy sports fans just like you have already cashed in at DraftKings. Now it's your turn. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code Spreaker to play for free. You could win a part of $300 million in prizes being awarded this season. Use promo code Spreaker for free entry now at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com, that's DraftKings.com. If you're not stewing, what in the hell are you doing? This is the Doug Stewart Show. Real talk, real opinions, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America. Thank you so much for joining your boy. I really, really do appreciate it. Pass the word. All I need you to do is tell one person. Just tell one person where they can get this fire Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., taking your thoughts on the whole Andrew Harrison controversy. But obviously, man, we got to talk about the games, man. Once again, I said at the top of the show, congratulations, man. I mean, just phenomenal job. Well done, Wisconsin. I mean, golly. Let me say that first of all. Before I lighten the John Calipari's ass. Congratulations to them, man. Obviously, man, not as talented as Kentucky, clearly. But they won the game. They won the Final Four, and they're going to the national championship game. And I've said it before over the last couple of weeks, is that I really wanted to see Kentucky versus Duke. I like seeing history, and I would have loved to see Kentucky go 40-0. I don't have a dog in the fight with any of the Final Four teams, Michigan State, Wisconsin, Duke, or Kentucky. So I kind of wanted to see history, and obviously we're not going to see it right now as Wisconsin does beat Kentucky 71-64. But and you know what? It's hard to criticize a coach that took his team to 38 consecutive wins in a row in a season. It's hard to, but on the Doug Stewart Show, I'm going to make an attempt to. I'm going to make an attempt to. I blame John Calipari. And I've been very critical of John Calipari over the last couple of years, really ever since he's coming to the national scene. I guess more prominently when taking the job at Kentucky as far as college basketball. Let me say this, and I guess this is the best way to summarize it. I believe that John Calipari does less with more than just about any other coach that I've ever seen in my life. And once again, let me back up, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I know it's kind of skewed because the team was 38-0. But just take that sentence for what it is, and just let's just focus on that statement I just made. I don't know of another coach, maybe Marv Levy in the NFL for the Buffalo Bills. I don't think so. I think they just went up against some great Dallas Cowboy teams. I can't think of another coach that does less with more talent than John Calipari. I know. Me and the studio audience. Studio audience agrees. They do. They do. Not only do I believe Kentucky should have went undefeated based on the talent that they have on this team, the size, the veteran play by the Harrison twins, the fact that they got 10 guys on their team that are probably going to play in the NBA. And what does Wisconsin have? You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Wisconsin has 2 guys that are going to play in the league. They've got Sam Decker, and then they've got the Kaminsky kid, right? There's 10 guys on this Kentucky team that are going to play in the NBA most likely, okay? And I'm right about that. There's 10 guys that's going to play in the league. You shouldn't lose. Not only shouldn't you lose, you shouldn't lose a damn game. You shouldn't lose a game this entire season. And they lost a game. They did. Once again, I know it's kind of crazy because, 38-0 is 38-0. That's fantastic. But that's not what they were trying to achieve. They weren't trying to go 38-1. They were trying to win it all. And they were the overwhelming favorite to go undefeated. Okay? And they didn't do it. And the main thing that I can point out as far as coaching error in this game, and once again, John Calipari's been around basketball forever. I never really played organized basketball. Never in my life. Never in my life, okay? But I've watched a ton of basketball. And I can tell when teams go on runs and when teams get cold. The one stretch at the end of the game, I think it's probably like 4 minutes left, when Kentucky was up by 4 points. Okay, you remember this. And Kentucky went on to have, I think, 3 consecutive clock violations. You remember exactly what I'm talking about. They had like 3 consecutive clock violations, and then one of the Harrison boys, I never can tell them apart, one of the Harrison boys came down and shot like an air ball. It wasn't an air ball. I think it hit like the front of the rim, but it was a brick. It was Brick City. And at no point in that entire scenario did Calipari get a TO. Okay? And so, I don't know. I just feel like they have too much talent. One thing you definitely saw, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, you saw Wisconsin really pack the paint. They had all of their big guys basically have like a triangle around Karl Anthony Towns, and Kentucky couldn't hit jump shots. And the rest is history. They kept trying to drive to the baskets. They kept coming off screens. The Booker kid kept coming to the basket, and then it stopped working. It was working early, late in the game, and then at the very end of the game, he started missing shots. They started playing great defense, and Wisconsin did play great defense. But they didn't adjust. They didn't, in my mind, I thought that maybe they should have put more size in there. Maybe they should have brought in Marcus Lee. Maybe they should have left in Dakari Johnson. They should have had, I don't know, Karl Anthony Towns, Dakari Johnson, and what's his name, the big kid that I compare. Oh, Cauley Stein. Maybe they should have had all 3 of those guys in to just get around the basket, to get offensive rebounds, and put their best shooters out there and try to make something happen like that. Because Wisconsin was not going to allow them to get the ball to Karl Anthony Towns at the end, and John Calipari did not adjust. He didn't adjust. And so, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, man? I talked to a lot of guys this weekend, and we pretty much had the same sentiments, man. He just choked at the end of the game. He didn't do anything. And here's another point I want to make about the whole statement where I believe that Calipari does less with more than any other coach that I've ever seen. A couple of points. You remember, basically, the Memphis Tigers don't have a national championship because of John Calipari, because of clock management at the end of the game. You remember when Nerlens Noel, who now plays for Philadelphia, remember when he was at Kentucky and they were killing everybody? They were destroying everybody. And then he got hurt, tore up his knee, and went out for the rest of the year. And Calipari and the Kentucky Wildcats went on to not even win the SEC, and I believe they got put out like maybe the first round in the NIT. Yeah. I think Calipari is probably the best recruiter that we've ever seen in college basketball, at least in my lifetime. And I'm not including all what went down with the UCLA Bruins with John Wooden. In the last 40 years, there's never been a coach in college basketball that I've seen to be able to bring this type of talent together year in and year out. I guess some people may make the argument that Tarkanian did a couple of times, and then Fisher in Michigan bringing together Fab Five. But consistently, for the last 4 or 5 years, he's had 10 McDonald's All-Americans on his team at one given time. Let me ask you this question, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Do you believe that if Coach K or Tom Izzo was the head basketball coach of this Kentucky team, these same players right now, that they would have lost that game this past weekend? Let me ask you that question. Do you think that? No, I don't believe so. And Tom Izzo's always a guy that they talk about doing more with less, more so than anybody else in college basketball, and I buy into that. Now, they ran out of gas this weekend against a superior team in Duke, but I do believe that. And a lot of times these things are thrown around and, they just become habit and they become cliche. Oh, Tom Izzo does more with less than anybody else. No, I believe that. And you can't tell me, you cannot tell me that if Tom Izzo and Coach K had this talent on this Kentucky team, that they wouldn't have rolled this past weekend and rolled on to go undefeated and win a national championship. What are your thoughts on that? 443820338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Congratulations to the Duke Blue Devils. My. Wow. Duke's going to another national championship game, man, as they blow out Michigan State. And once again, the talent just rolls to the top like cream. Fantastic game, man, by Justice Winslow. 19 points, 9 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals. This is a guy that's made a lot of money in the last half of the season. He's probably going to the NBA. He'll probably be a top 5 pick. Love his game. I mean, he's a guy that can do absolutely everything. Jahlil Okafor, obviously another great game, 18 points. Tyus Jones, Quentin Cook, just a great game by Duke, man. And they handle their business. Unlike Kentucky, they handle their business. I don't even know who to root for in this damn game. Because I don't feel like I want to root for Wisconsin. I don't know a damn thing about Wisconsin. Outside of what I've seen the last couple of months, I don't know a damn thing about Big Ten basketball, really. Hey, come on. I'm like America. Wisconsin? I think they haven't been to a finals or won a national championship, I think I heard the stat, since the 1940s. Something crazy like that. Congratulations to them, but there's nothing in me that wants to root for Wisconsin. And you know good and well I'm not rooting for the Duke Blue Devils. Hell, I hope this game ends up in a tie. I hope it ends up in a tie. Oh, and Calipari just ruined the rating for tonight's game. He did. Because if Kentucky would have played Duke, it probably would have been the most watched championship game in basketball history. With all the storylines. The Calipari just pissed it away. I blame you, Jim. I blame you. All right, when we get back from the break, man, we're going to talk about some birthdays. We're going to throw the birthdays out there, and I'm going to take your calls. We had a couple of calls that wasn't able to get to in this segment, so we'll take some calls if we got any, and I'm going to read your chat. That's what we do on the Doug Stewart Show. If you're new to the show, man, we read a lot of chat. So jump in on Spreaker.com. Follow the show on Spreaker.com, and then jump in the chat room and be totally interactive. That's what we do on the Doug Stewart Show, man. Shouts out to all of my Stewies. I appreciate the love, man, and the interactiveness, this. Yeah, don't go away. This is Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete Hot Sauce, the Doug Stewart Show. First of all, thank you for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. whether that's listens, whether that's followers. We're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes!
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
Now, two things, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. First of all, you're going to have us to believe, Shayana Jenkins, you're going to have us to believe that you, a black woman, didn't look inside of this damn box. That's a lie. And then the second big part of this whole thing is you, Come on, Tree. Come on, Tree. What black woman you know in America is going to be told to do something nefarious sounding like that and not take a peek inside the damn box?
You better stop.
You stop. And the second thing Shayana's going to have us to believe is that you took this box that you didn't look in, and you being a black woman, you took this box and don't know where you dumped it at? You discarded this secret box and don't know where? Come on, man. And another thing about black women, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, and I'm an expert on black women. All of the black women I know, and I've had this conversation about, about this Aaron Hernandez trial, and what do you think that his girlfriend's going to do when she testifies, this, that, and the other. Everybody that I talk to, and I kind of get the feeling from talking to black women that they ain't trying to do no time for nobody. Yes.
Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern. The Doug Stewart Show. Sports talk. Straight. No chaser.
This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the number one thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this. You own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5electronicsinc.com. That's System5electronicsinc.com. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. April 6th, 2015. A lot of y'all got children out on spring break. And I know they're running you crazy already. Be careful out there if you're traveling. What else happened this week? Oh! Yeah, I meant to tell you this too. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So if you follow me on Facebook, if you're one of my friends on Facebook, I posted a video of my daughter this past weekend, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, where my daughter was in the 100 meters race this past weekend in a track meet she had, and she absolutely smoked our competition. In her particular heat, she destroyed the kids in her heat. And she actually came in, I think, 5th out of like 26 girls. So she actually did have a slow heat, but she just dominated those girls in her heat once again. And I actually posted the video on my Facebook page, and I just posted it. Once again, I gotta remind people that I can't accept any more friends. I'm at 5,000, and stupid Facebook, they only allow you to have 5,000 friends. So join the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group, and I just posted it in the group page. So if you haven't seen it, if you aren't able to be one of my friends on Facebook, it's not personal. It's just that's how Facebook do things. So you can join the Doug Stewart Show group page, okay? And if you join the page, then you'll see the video I posted. Very proud of her, man. And I've talked about it for the last couple of months, really. This is her first year running track, and she's doing fantastic. She's running against older kids. She's 11. And the kids she runs against are 11 and 12-year-olds. So the 12-year-olds, they beat her. But from all indications, she's got a lot of talent, a lot of ability. I don't know if her heart's in it because track is hard as hell. They train hard as hell, in effect, year-round. They have all-season conditioning, and it's hard as hell, man. And I just don't know if she has the fire to continue. And I mentioned it last week as well. She's kind of intimated that she wants to quit. But we're not going to let her quit, not the first year at least. I told her we'd discuss it after the track season, which is all summer long, but we'll go from there. But I'm not going to let her quit. And hopefully she has more success and got her first medal this weekend in the 4x100 relay. And maybe she'll continue with it, man. But we'll see. I'm just not going to let her quit right now. We weren't raised like that. 443820338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Happy birthday to Sterling Sharp. Sterling Sharp turns 50 years old today. Shannon Sharp's brother. A lot of young people don't realize how much of a baller Sterling Sharp was. Sterling Sharp was a better football player, I think, than Shannon Sharp. I really do believe that. Sterling Sharp was that dude, wide receiver out of the University of South Carolina. Wore that number 2. If you're some of my home peoples from the state of South Carolina, you remember Sterling Sharp at USC dominating in that number 2 quarterback, Todd Ellis. Fantastic player in the NFL for the Green Bay Packers. Then sustained a neck injury and didn't play anymore. Had to retire early, call it quits. But Sterling Sharp was a beast, one of the best receivers in the league. I think he went to the Pro Bowl pretty much every year he was in the NFL. So a lot of young people, they just see Sterling Sharp doing commentary and analyst work, and they have no clue how much of a baller this dude was. So happy birthday to him. He turns 50, the big 5-0. And Billy D. Williams turns 78 years old today. Happy birthday to Billy D. Colt 45. The great Billy D. Williams turns 78 years old today. And when I was growing up, when I was a youngster, when I was a youngin', Billy D. was that dude. I mean, he was the ladies' man. I'm trying to think who was the equivalent to Billy D. in 2015. I guess maybe Idris Elba. Maybe one of them dudes. I don't know. Idris Elba, maybe somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? And he really wasn't. I don't know how much of a movie star, how many big roles Billy D. Williams got back in the day. I don't remember a lot. Lady Sings the Blues. That's pretty much it. I can't really think of anything else. Then, he played in the Star Wars series as Lando Calrissian. But not, and I don't know whether it's just the fact that, black male actors didn't have a lot of widespread opportunities, commercial opportunities back then or not. And maybe he did play in a lot more movies. I just don't remember. Hell, I was 7, 8 years old. I was a kid. I don't remember. But happy birthday to Billy D. Williams and to Sterling Sharp. Yes, sir. All right, 443820338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let me read some of this chat. Take your calls as well at 443820338. From Griff, Ball Award to Paul George. George, back after the broken leg. Congratulations to him. Ball Award to Paul George. And you got to believe if they let him come back to play, that the leg is 100%. I mean, there's no reason to rush back a guy with that injury for a team that's not going to make any noise in the playoffs at all. So the whole thing for Paul George, man, is psychological. I mean, that's what it's about right now, because you always, when you get a major injury like that, and speaking from the perspective of someone that knows, psychologically it's tough because you're always kind of worried in the first couple of times out there that you're going to re-injure it. And so he went out there and had a pretty decent game, man. A guy coming off the bench, a fantastic player, obviously, as well. It's a ball award to him, and I hope that everything goes well with that injury. From Stagger Lee, if a white boy would have said it, it would have been a fight. Right. And talking about the whole Kaminsky and Andrew Harrison situation. Niner for life. I said Kentucky don't have an offense. Calipari never has an offense. Calipari just got out coached in this game, man. Miss Mocha Bella busted to Andrew Harrison, busted to Kentucky and Calipari. I guess busters are appropriate for both of those guys. But let me say this about the Andrew Harrison comments. They were wrong, and he shouldn't have said it, and he shouldn't have said it. But once again, he used a racial epithet towards a white person that historically, in the most negative aspects, have been used towards black people. So technically, if you look at it, Andrew Harrison used the term kind of like in an equal opportunity manner. I mean, think about it. He actually used the term kind of like an equal opportunity epithet user. It's wrong. It was absolutely wrong. But once again, the root and the history of the word is really denoted to one particular race of people in this country. Let's not be foolish about that. From K-Mac, I hate the fact you battle someone in sports for 2 hours, then the media wants to say something nice about your opponent. Want you to say something nice about your opponent. I've talked about this in the past, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And maybe, well, not maybe, definitely the way society sees it, I probably would be called, or say I'm not a guy with a lot of sportsmanship. And that's not the fact. That's not the case at all. But I always, ever since I was a little boy, I always felt some type of way of going and shaking hands, and saying congratulations to my opponents after losing. And then, whether they knew it or not, consciously or subconsciously, they had a little smirk on their face. They're smiling. They're excited. They're joyed. And I'm in the dumps. Always had an issue with that. Always had an issue with that. Now, because of the culture of sports and that was taught to us, never not did it or never not took the opportunity to shake my opponent's hand after a game. And you remember when you played Little League football, they actually used to do this thing, and I think they still do it technically, where they all do two lines and you walk down the line and you shake everybody's hand. I never said to my coach, I don't want to do this. But deep down in my heart, and because I have my own sports talk show, I'm giving you some real emotions and some real conversation. And I'm not the only person that said this. Okay, I'm not the only person that feels this. I've always had a problem with, with that post-game mandatory, politically correct handshake. I always have. And then you add on top of it, these kids are upset and you stick microphones in front of their face, and these things are going to happen periodically. They are. And what Andrew Harrison said. Once again, he was wrong. Shouldn't have said it. Should have known better, first of all. But I think that was real emotion. And once again, it wasn't racist. It wasn't racist, in my opinion. It wasn't, because how can a racial epithet towards black people historically be used on a white person? No, that's just that guy's everyday vernacular. That's exactly what it is. And he did something dumb and talked into a live microphone. I'm going to read more of your chat when we get back from the break. A lot of NBA talk to get into from this past weekend. We'll do that. I'm going to read more of your chat, and I'm going to take your calls. If we got calls when we get back, that's the first thing I'll do is I'll take calls. Don't go anywhere. This is the Doug Stewart Show. System 5 Electronics is proud to offer my listeners in the Atlanta area the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for your busy lifestyle for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's just a few reasons to choose System 5. Not only is their monitoring station located here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this. You own your security alarm system once it's installed. Not only have they been around for almost 25 years, but their customer service is excellent. And you get direct access to the owner, Mr. Maceo Brown, to resolve any issues with your alarm system. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736. And make sure and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Yes! This is your boy Doug Stewart, one half of the Two Live Stews. Check out my brand new daily show and podcast that airs live Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Spreaker.com. That's the Doug Stewart Show daily at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, live on Spreaker.com. Or check out the podcast anytime, 24/7. If you not stewing, what in the world are you doing? This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. This is the Doug Stewart Show, April 6, 2015. Shouts out to all of my Stewies, everybody in the chat room, making the show totally interactive. Be careful if you're out there on spring break once again. I'm going to read a lot of your chat. You know we're talking about everything from this past weekend. I need your Ballas and your Busters. Kentucky, Wisconsin talk, Duke, Michigan State talk, and Michigan State fell short. Really love the story that the Puppet Factory did on the Flintstones this past weekend, man. That was a fun team to watch, man. And the backdrop of the story is that all of those guys, 4 of the players are from Flint, Michigan, and the struggles that city has gone through, and really the Midwest in general, as far as these auto plants closing down. Real good story, man. Good stuff. I'm critical of the Puppet Factory a lot of times, man, but I always give them credit. I mean, you can't say I don't give them credit. They are the best at what they do in putting together these stories and the 30 for 30s and all of that type stuff. Unlimited budget, but big time stuff this past weekend with that story about the Flintstones. Mateen Cleaves, this big-ass smile. Dude, Mateen Cleaves got the biggest smile in the history of smiles. Mateen Cleaves got about 600 teeth in his damn mouth. Shouts out to Mateen Cleaves, man. But you do not want to get in a damn apple eating contest with his ass. All right, 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let me go ahead and grab a call. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
Doug Stewart, what's happening?
What up? T from Huntsville. What up, baby?
Man, enjoying the show, man. Hey, right off the top, man, let me give a ball up to you, sir. Number 1, for bringing the show back, because we need this type of show, this type of information. And number 2,
appreciate it, man.
for taking a proper perspective on this particular subject. Okay, look, this is my opinion. White America, let me talk to y'all for a minute. Okay, listen. When using the N-words, it is not offensive what a black person does, because technically we're talking about ourselves. And 2, that kid was upset after a game in which, in my opinion anyway, I thought there was a lot of questionable officiating, in my opinion. Yeah. So I imagine he was frustrated. And if you're frustrated, you're going to say things out of context. And he said it on a hot mic when he wasn't really paying attention.
Right.
But for the whole false equivalent thing of he is a racist. Dude, no, he is a frustrated kid after a game saying something that he thought you couldn't hear. A racist is Riley Cooper saying he'll kick every N-word ass at a concert. A racist is the media criticizing players for wearing I Can't Breathe t-shirt, but not criticizing the police for choking a man to death sitting in the damn street. A racist is that cop in Ferguson, and again, everybody's not offended by the cop, but offended by any player or somebody that has something to say about the cop. That's racism. The false equivalence that you try to draw is ridiculous. Okay, at the end of the day, your country. You get to do things we can't do. You have certain entitlements. You can get stopped by the police and not get shot. You can go in the store and not get followed around because they think your ass is going to steal something. Those are the privileges you got. You don't get the damn privilege of using that word. And another message, young black people, these kids, stop saying that shit around your stop saying that around your friends. If people that shouldn't be saying it, stop allowing them to use it. Stop saying it around them. And if you do say it around them, you got to let them know that they can't do it. That's something that has been lost in generations. It is your job to keep that up. And that cuts down the confusion. There's no false equivalence. You don't get to say that word, and you get to take advantage of this country. Get the hell over it. I don't want to hear you crying about it. There's no damn false equivalence. Shut the hell up, go on your site, and take advantage of the privileges you have in this damn country. That one damn thing you can't do, get the hell over it. I'm gone.
Appreciate the call, T. He called 404-382-0338. My thoughts on the word itself. I use the word. I'm not gonna lie. I use the word around my friends. I would never think, and I made the point earlier about how ridiculous and how backwards this whole debate is, and how to me it's offensive that white people argue. In effect, that's what they're doing, is they argue for the right to use that word in public, and I guess freely, which is asinine. It never crossed my mind ever in my life, and there is no word that really is equal to the N-word really in our vocabulary. But let's just say the strongest word, derogatory word a black person could use towards a white person is, once again, a snack that you spread cheese on. Okay? That. I never said and argued and debated with anybody, with America in general, for the right to use that word in reference to white people. You understand what I'm saying? That's never even crossed in my mind, because you know why? I know that's not right. And I know it's derogatory. And I know white people wouldn't like it. So why is it that it seems, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, this is healthy conversation, and the title of the show is Question for White Folks, and this is really just a question. Why does it seem like that white America, whenever this topic comes up, whenever this type of scenario happens, seem to argue for the right and the ability to use the N-word? Huh? It's not cool. It's not cool. And I can't think, and we were talking about this past weekend, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, I can't think of any other word, once again I said a couple seconds ago, that has the equivalence to the N-word. And I almost think, and I'm not a psychologist or anything like that, I'm just a dude talking on the radio that gives you real opinions. I almost think that black people have turned, to say the word, to turn the word to a positive isn't accurate. It's probably not the best way to put it. But it's almost like we use the word freely amongst ourselves because the word is so hurtful and has been so demeaning for so long that it's almost like a defense mechanism, that we'll take some of the sting out of the word. The word hurts so much that we'll take some of the sting out of the word by changing its meaning, by taking off the ER and putting an A at the end and twist the meaning of it some kind of way. And I don't know, and once again, I'm not a psychologist and I'm not an authoritative on words or whatever like that, but I do know that there's no other word in the English language that hurts so much, based because of the root of the word and where the word was derived from, in the time period in this country in particular that the word was used sparingly to hurt and to demean. There's not another word that you can come up with the same effect. It's just not. Okay? And so, I don't know, man. Real tough conversation whenever you have it, but on this show, man, we can be real. I mean, and I even thought about, should I even get into this conversation as much as I am right now, have been on today's show? I'm like, why not? It's my damn show. And this is the type of thing. And if you know me, and if you grew up with me, and you know my heart, you know that I don't have a problem with anybody. But the thing that does separate me and me doing this show is these types of issues, I'm not going to skirt them. I'm not just going to ignore it. I mean, this is the biggest thing or the biggest talking subject in America. But you know what happens, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, not saying anything negative about white people or black people or anything, but people that listen to this conversation today are somehow going to twist it into Doug Stewart is racist. He's racist against white people. No! It's a conversation about a topic that's in the news, especially in the sports world, and my opinion on it. That's all it is. This ain't nothing but healthy conversation. In the famous words of, who was it, Bernie Mac? From Leon, real talk, we need to remove it from our vocabulary. From Ronald Cameron, I've lived in Minnesota all my life, and I live minutes away from Wisconsin, so my dislike for anything Wisconsin runs deep. With that said, I hate Duke even more. Yeah, see, I don't have, and I guess hate is a strong word. I did a show a couple of weeks ago on the top 5 college basketball teams that I hate, or the top 5. Oh, no, it was the top 5 athletes I hate of all time from all that Christian Laettner talk. And I think hate, and I think I even preface the conversation with saying I really don't hate anybody. We were always taught growing up, hate is such a strong word. I really dislike these guys. And I don't really hate Duke anymore. I definitely don't hate him as much as I used to hate him back when I was growing up, when they had those Laettner teams and those Bobby Hurley teams and all of those teams. I just hated those guys. That's probably the closest I've ever come to hating a team or players. So I don't hate Duke. I definitely don't hate Wisconsin. I don't got nothing against Wisconsin. I just find it an unintriguing matchup. I think Duke's going to win tonight. A lot of people are picking Wisconsin to win this game. I don't see that. You got Jahlil Okafor, the best player in the country. He looked real good in this past game as well. Even though you got a bunch of freshmen, and you do have upperclassmen, a lot of upperclassmen on that Wisconsin team, I just think that Coach K is going to find a way to win this game. That's what I think. I think this is what Duke does. Duke wins big-time college basketball games. That's what they do. Wisconsin could very well win, but if I had to pick a team to win tonight, man, just off the legacy, off the talent of the players they have on their team, I think I got to go with Duke. From Scotty, Calipari is the best blowout coach in college basketball as long as his teams are up 10 or more points. He is on the sidelines gyrating and screaming below 10 points, and dude is still and has the deer in the headlights look. BPA nominee, and I agree. Calipari blew that game, man. I think John Calipari blew that game. From Vince Wright, I never have used the term ninja. Ninja is actually the slang term to represent the real N-word. I think we actually made the term popular on radio. My family and pops especially would smack the ish out of me. Personally, I don't like the word. A lot of people don't like the word. Kiss my go to hell. Quick sticking mics in everybody's face right after the game. I guess we can finally put an end to that Kentucky is the greatest team of all time talk. And that's accurate as well. That's actually accurate. We can stop that talk. And I didn't put them as the greatest team of all time. Now, if they would have went 40-0, I think you had to put them at the top of the list. Maybe not the top team, but I think an argument could have been made that they would have been the top team of all time. But all of that conversation is out of the window now. I still like what they did. I think talent-wise, they might be one of the top 1 or 2 or 3 talented teams that we've ever seen in college basketball. But they didn't finish the drill. It's as simple as that. They did not finish the drill. And BPA nominee to Coach Calipari, man. When we get back from the break, man, we'll talk some NBA. The second hour of the show coming up. Damn it, it's flying by. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. The wait is finally over. Baseball season is here at last, and the excitement continues all season long at DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments, just instant cash, instant gratification. Why wait until the end of the season to claim victory when you can win huge cash every day? At DraftKings, it's like a brand new season every time you play. Just select 2 pitchers and 8 position players, stay under the salary cap, and you could be on your way to an enormous payday. Last year, Peter from Colorado won $1 million at DraftKings in one day just playing fantasy baseball. hundreds of thousands of fantasy sports fans just like you have already cashed in at DraftKings. Now it's your turn. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code Spreaker to play for free. You could win a part of $300 million in prizes being awarded this season. Use promo code Spreaker for free entry now at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com, that's DraftKings.com.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
And we getting a lot of chat because Tree made a comment and used the term have sex raw. And just like you cavemen dudes that listen to this show, y'all eating that up.
If you're going to say it right. It's ride raw.
Ooh. Okay, see that, Tree? You can't do that. William Mack, I'm torn on whether or not to nominate Dwight Howard for garnishing his baby mama's bank account for violating a gag order. She was wrong for mentioning his name on that bootleg show, but come on, man. That's the mother of your child? Yeah, and I read the story, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And it does seem very petty. Dwight's got $1 gazillion, and this chick clearly is just trying to keep her name relevant so that she can continue to get roles on reality shows.
I mean, we talked about this before, and you all jumped on the woman when she ain't trying to work. She's trying to work. Okay?
But she broke the rule. She broke the agreement, Tree. She can get a job. I mean, I guess it'd be less. It'd be harder for her to get a job if she doesn't intermingle Dwight Howard conversation into the talk.
What kind of job can she get that's going to accommodate the lifestyle that he created for her?
Oh, here you go.
Hey, welcome to Chick-fil-A.
What Chick-fil-A it is then? She not attached to dude anymore.
She is forever attached to dude because she rode raw.
Okay, now you really just playing with the people in the chat room and the listeners' emotions. Okay, you know they just pervs like that and they like to hear you talk dirty. You didn't have to go there again 3 times a day on the show.
Yes, you once, twice, 3 times a lady.
Sports talk, straight, no chaser.
What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers in compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam. The world's heavyweight champion of sports talk radio, The Doug Stewart Show. Thank you for joining your folk. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it, man. Shouts out to everybody in the chat room, man, making the show totally interactive. We're going to get into some NBA conversations, some big, not big, but kind of big stories from this past weekend. Obviously, we're talking about the college basketball tournament, the NCAA tournament. Final Four is done. We've got our national championship game set for tonight, so we're hitting that as well. But guess what? The wait is finally over. Baseball season is here at last, and the excitement continues all season long at DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments, just instant cash, instant gratification. Why wait until the end of the season to claim victory when you can win huge cash every day at DraftKings? It's like a brand new season every time you play. Just select 2 pitchers and 8 position players, stay under the salary cap, and you could be on your way to an enormous payday. Last year, Peter from Colorado won $1 million at DraftKings in one day just playing fantasy baseball. Hundreds of thousands of fantasy sports fans just like you have already cashed in at DraftKings. Now it's your turn. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code Spreaker to play for free. You could win part of the $300 million in prizes being awarded this season. Use promo code Spreaker for free entry now at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com. Tree, jump on here for a second. Tree, my producer, to the Doug Stewart Show. How was your weekend?
It was very busy, but good.
Yeah, I went to church this past weekend. What service did you go to, Tree? I didn't see you.
I worked at 6 and I watched at 8. I was there from like 5 a.m. until I left at like 9:30 and came back home and went to bed.
Okay, so I was at the 8 o'clock service too. Great service, man. Shouts out to Pastor Olu Brown, man. Fantastic service, Impact Church. But here's why I asked you to come on, Tree. Mm-hmm. People don't know that you're an established singer. You're very talented. You do voiceovers. And your voiceover game has gone to a new level. For people that don't know, Tree does voiceovers once again on a national scale. And so this past weekend, I kept clicking on stories on Yahoo, and I kept hearing Tree's voice. Like your voiceover brand is growing immensely. You all over the place. You blowing up.
Yes. I know one day.
She said yes.
Well, I don't know. I need to learn how to receive compliments. But I know one day when you talk about it in the great, great beyond, because you love to say, I believe we started that. I believe we started that. So you can take credit.
Yeah, we definitely started that. Hey, you know what you should do? You should take a link and post it in the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group so people can hear some of your work on some of the stories that you've voiced over.
I will. I'm definite. Like, they give me a lot of sports to read. You know how I always say people are watching me.
Right.
I think they are watching me because I have had so many sports stories lately, and I'm really thankful for this opportunity with you because I didn't even know what an RBI was.
Right.
So, yeah, I'll do that. I'll put some up there.
Okay, great stuff. Congratulations, man. Shouts out to Tree. I mean, show us some love in the chat room. Tree doing big things. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Let me grab a call. Call up. Thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
What's up, Playboy?
Vern from Jersey. What up, Vern?
Man, this new time is killing me, baby, because, I start out like 3 in the morning, and by the time I finish up around 6, man, I got to get that sleep in, man. 11 o'clock was just right for me.
Yeah.
But it's all good, baby. I still catch it. You know what I'm saying? I come in and do my thing.
Appreciate it, Vern. Appreciate it, Vern. Keep passing the word, brother.
Oh, I definitely do that. But happy birthday to Bo McDonald in the chat room.
Okay. Shouts out, bro McDonald. Happy birthday to you.
A baller goes up to T from Huntsville, Nice little sermon this morning. Mm-hmm. And a baller goes out to Rex Chapman, man. He had that Kentucky loud blue jacket on, but he was killing the refs, man. I mean, you talking about a hometown player doing announcing. Uh-huh. The announcers today, I'm surprised they're not killing him. But, they had 3 networks going. I happened to bump into the Kentucky network. I was just trying to find the game Saturday.
Right.
But he was killing them, Doug.
So what's he doing? He's doing color analysts on radio?
No, this was TV. They had all 3, TBS, TNT, and the
True
Truth
TV.
channel.
True channel, right.
Yeah. Okay. Wisconsin people was on the Truth. And, man, wow, he was killing them, man. But one thing about it, though, Doug? That one ref that Calipari kept arguing with, he was just effing up the game, man. You know what I'm saying? And then made the other 2 scared to make a call,
Yeah.
Because he was getting so much slack. They seen how bad he was calling. They were scared to call, man, because Kentucky got hacked up. They lost the game, because them jokers were shooting the ball and all that, but they had the game the last 5 minutes of the game, But, it's all good, man, That's how this big money game go these days. They probably had a bundle on Wisconsin.
Yeah, you know what, man? I really thought that Duke or Kentucky should have even tried to force the ball down in the paint to Towns and to Cauley Stein even more to try to get the Wisconsin big men in foul trouble. But they just didn't even attempt to get the ball to those guys late in that game, man.
Yeah, you know how that go, man. But it's all good, and just like them ball penis, Stagger Lee be eating on. I'm gone.
And he's going. And he's going. Just one for your ass, Vern. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Let me read more of this chat from Rel Scott. I just gave you one in your ass, Vern. That's all. I mean, come on. No big deal for that, right? From Rel Scott, I wish John Chaney had as much talent as Calipari did during his time. Temple would have won 2 or 3 titles. I tend to agree. Sluggo, veteran leadership is a huge factor. Keen, 9-4-11. UK choke. They got lucky last year and beat Wisconsin. Quasikoto Haduchu from the chat room. Calipari should be fired and slapped today. That's not going to happen. I mean, it's hard. Once again, it's a very slippery slope to talk negatively about a coach that won Coach of the Year and won 38 games straight. You know, it's a very interesting dynamic to try to do that. Vince Wright, Doug, they have a team, not just draft picks like UK. Totally disagree, boss. Well, Vince, of course you're not going to agree because you live in Minnesota. You're a Wisconsin fan. You're a Midwest basketball fan and Big Ten fan. I understand what you're saying, though. What you're saying does have some truth in it. JB Jennings, I believe Cal is 1-5 in the Final Four, appearing in the championship game twice. When it's nut-cutting time, Cal chokes. 1-5 in the Final Four. Wow. You can even go back to Cal back at UMass when he had Marcus Camby. I think they got put out in the Final Four when he was at UMass. Oh, man. And back then, and I know, especially people that just saw Marcus Camby at the end of his career, because Marcus Camby played in the NBA for a long-ass time. If you just saw him at the end of his career, it's not justice. And Camby was kind of like a role player. He was a guy that could come in, give you some solid minutes in the paint. But Marcus Camby was a beast. That's a good comparison, I think. And he probably had a better offensive game than Cauley Stein. But I always put like Marcus Camby, Cauley Stein, Kenyon Martin. They kind of remind me of that same 7-foot-tall, lanky player, just tremendous athleticism. Not that polished of a game in the paint. And they all kind of remind me of the same thing. But Marcus Camby was a beast when he was at UMass. And Calipari pissed it away. RJC, Calipari doesn't develop his talent. That's why he only has 1 championship. JB Jennings, I believe Cal is 1-5 in the Final Four. We already read that. Scotty, Calipari lost the game by not properly preparing his team. They didn't watch any tape on Wisconsin, while Wisconsin watched film extensively on KU and was able to defend them. Had they watched video, KU probably would have had an answer for that slow-down offense Wisconsin played. From JB Jennings, it's funny listening to white radio personalities accuse Harrison of using a racial slur when it clearly wasn't directed that way. It wasn't the right time, nor, but you can't shove a microphone in a kid's face after suffering a loss that ended your bid for a perfect season. Well, I'm not going to let him totally off the hook. And he's young, once again, and he didn't have an agent probably, or he definitely shouldn't have an agent that's going to explain to him like our agent explained to us when we first started in radio. I told the story earlier that you can't or you shouldn't or you need to watch what the hell you say in front of a live microphone. And a lot of times how people get caught up like that is they think the mic's muted, or they think that people in the truck, and that's the producers and the engineers, they think that the engineers have turned their mic off. And that's not the case sometimes, and it's not purposely most of the times. A lot of times it's by accident that the engineers don't turn their microphone off. So whenever you're around a microphone, this is a lesson to the listeners of the Doug Stewart Show, whatever the case may be, because remember Jesse Jackson got caught up with this type of thing a couple of years ago. Whenever you're around a microphone, just believe and just imagine that it's live, that it's hot at all times. Whether you think it's off or not, you can't just say all willy-nilly crazy-ass stuff around the microphone. That's just a lesson from me to you. And doing radio for over a decade, fortunately, knock on wood, hadn't made that mistake. Home team Brandon Leak, our first producer, he taped an argument that me and Ryan had off air during a break with like his cell phone or a little hand recorder when me and Ryan were screaming and arguing at each other. And I wish that I could get that, but sadly, is probably gone forever because I think they burned our last job, all of the stuff that we did. But it was classic. If you're an old school Two Live Stews listener, you remember that. But that's totally different than what we're talking about right now. Okay, that was home team being slick. But yeah, if you're around the microphone, man, you just gotta watch what you say. Just believe that it's on in your mind. All right, we get back from the break. More of your chat, as well as we're gonna talk some NBA. We'll talk some NBA. And we'll also talk quickly about the Atlanta Braves, man. They shutting everything down. The Braves starting over from scratch, shawty. Yeah. Don't go away. Keep it locked. This is the Doug Stewart Show. What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers and compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you. So they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
So I'm probably 6. So Jesse Bryant rolls by, and I remember it like it was yesterday. He rolls by in his truck, and for some reason, something in my mind says, pick up a rock and throw it at Jesse. And I hit his truck. And not only did I hit his truck, it was a damn good throw and aim because it hit his windshield. And it cracked his windshield. So he stops and jumps out of the truck. I don't think anybody saw me, but he jumps out and, Isaac, so your grandson hit my truck with a rock. They had a little conversation. I'm like, oh, man, this is bad. And sure enough, my grandfather walks up and sees this nick on the windshield. And Jesse rolls away, and I know I'm in trouble. My daddy not around, my mother not around, and my grandfather reaches down, and this is God is my witness. Strike me down right here. My grandfather reaches down and pulls off a branch from a rose bush. Yes, just drags his arm and pulls off the leaves. Thorns are still applied to said switch. You get your ass whooped with a switch is bad enough, but a thorny switch? Oh my gosh. So he commences to busting my ass with a thorny switch. Yes. And you know I was marked up from head to toe. Now, that's probably child abuse. Not saying that what Adrian Peterson didn't do was child abuse either, but that was child abuse. That's a deadly weapon. And this is no lie. You're listening to The Doug Stewart Show. The wait is finally over. Baseball season is here at last, and the excitement continues all season long at DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments, just instant cash, instant gratification. Why wait until the end of the season to claim victory when you can win huge cash every day? At DraftKings, it's like a brand new season every time you play. Just select 2 pitchers and 8 position players, stay under the salary cap, and you could be on your way to an enormous payday. Last year, Peter from Colorado won $1 million at DraftKings in one day just playing fantasy baseball. Hundreds of thousands of fantasy sports fans just like you have already cashed in at DraftKings. Now it's your turn. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code Spreaker to play for free. You could win a part of $300 million in prizes being awarded this season. Use promo code Spreaker for free entry now at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com, that's DraftKings.com. In a constant battle against weak-ass talk, The Doug Stewart Show. Thank you for joining your boy. Man Talk Monday. Shouts out to everybody in the chat room. My co-hosts, my Stewies, my wingmen. Shouts out to y'all. Hey, man, if you're a company out there, you own your own company or you know somebody that has their own company, you think it'd be a great matchup to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, man, we'd love to partner with you. We got a great product once again. Fantastic listener base, not just in Metro Atlanta, that's mostly, but nationally and worldwide. So if you'd like to partner with the Doug Stewart Show, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will do everything to get the word out about your business, your product, your brand, whatever that may be. All right. And also one other reminder, and we're going to get you the information as soon as possible, but I am throwing. Well, I'm not actually throwing it. Let me correct that. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show because somebody asked me this last night. I'm not throwing. I'm actually hosting. I'm hosting the Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather fight on May 2nd at the Tavern Restaurant off of Campbellton Road in ATL, shouty. The Swats, to be more precise. Great relationship with that particular location. Have done a couple of different things out there already. So the owner, Frederica, has asked the Doug Stewart Show to come out there. So we'll start giving you more details. You can get tickets in advance. I'm not going to say the amount that they're going to charge you to get in, but there will be a fee. And then so May 2nd, Pacquiao Mayweather is going down at the Tavern Restaurant off of Campbellton Road. What up, Tree?
Hey, I was just going to say that you'll be able to get tickets at the restaurant, and we'll definitely have the information. The tickets are going to be $20. She's also selling tables for $25 and $75. They've got $10 pitchers of beer, $5 seafood baskets. So, again, as I said before, y'all better be there.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be fantastic. Yeah. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. The Atlanta Braves, man. The Atlanta Braves continue to clean house as they trade Craig Kimbrel, the best closer in baseball, in effect, ever since Mariano Rivera has retired. They trade Craig Kimbrel as well as Melvin Upton Jr. His mama used to call him BJ. I'm going to call him BJ. But he's asked to be called Melvin this year, to the San Diego Padres, man. And the house cleaning continues. No more Jason Hayward. They sent them to the San Diego Padres. Now, they get a couple of good pieces in Cameron Maybin and Carlos Quentin. John Hart, man, and I guess he's the guy in charge right now as they don't have a GM, continue to dismantle this team. And they're in rebuilding mode. And so I think it's going to be a tough year, man. I don't know. You know, baseball is so finicky. Maybe they could shock the world. I doubt it. I don't think that you should bet your money on the Atlanta Braves this year. So they continue to send their top players, their top talent away from this team. And the San Diego Padres, man, they get – wow. The Padres, man, they just loading up. They get Matt Kemp. They get Justin Upton, as I mentioned earlier, who's going to now be playing with his brother again, and B.J. Upton. San Diego Padres going for it, man. They are going for it. And also, as far as Atlanta sports, man, the Atlanta Braves, they get a big win this past Saturday as they blow out the Brooklyn Nets by like 30 points. And the Atlanta Hawks are starting to fine-tune for the playoffs, man. They've won 4 out of their last 6. They had a little streak there where they had won a couple of games in a row. But they blow out the Brooklyn Nets 131-99. And here's, once again, something that the national media isn't talking about. Everybody pretty much has picked the Cleveland Cavaliers not just to win the Eastern Conference Final, which ultimately would probably have to be over the Atlanta Hawks, but to win the NBA Finals. I'm leaning on that side, you know, and just to be honest with you, I am. But I don't think it's going to be easy. And remember, the home court advantage is owned by the Atlanta Hawks. So if the Hawks could push this thing to a 7-game series, I mean, the Hawks could win it. The Hawks could make it to the NBA Finals. They could. You know, I would say it if I didn't think they had a chance. I think they have a chance. Now, I think there's a better chance that Cleveland and LeBron, with his experience in the playoffs, I think I would put my money slightly more on them, but I don't think it's that far out of reason to think that the Hawks couldn't win this thing, man, and make it to the NBA Finals and possibly win an NBA championship. I don't know. But shouts out to them, man, starting to gel. I think they got like 6 games left. to get everything on all cylinders, get everything clicking on all cylinders. So shouts out to the Atlanta Hawks. J.B. Jennings or Vince Wright, Ball Award to Bo Ryan, stellar coach but remains under the radar. I think Bo Ryan gets his respect. I hear a lot of coaches talking about him even over the years, not just this year. I've heard a lot of coaches give him a lot of kudos as far as what he's done with that Wisconsin program. I mean, think about it. They don't get the players that Calipari has gotten over the last couple of years, but Wisconsin pretty much, for the recent past history, has been in the thick of things when tournament time rolls around. Definitely one of the better teams in the Big Ten. It used to be year in and year out. It was Michigan and Michigan State to a lesser degree over the last couple of years. But Wisconsin's in the conversation talking about the Big Ten and basketball in that conference. From Harvey Scott, Ball Award to Russell Westbrook. Buster Award to the rest of that Kentucky-Wisconsin game. Those were some of the worst calls ever. The fix was in. Not going to go that far. I think there were too many calls, which have been too many calls by the refs in the tournament as a whole. The only call that I had a real issue with, let me say this. I think they could have made more calls on Wisconsin defensively whenever they did try to get the ball into Cauley-Stein, into Towns in particular early in that game. I think there probably could have been some more foul calls made against Wisconsin, but I'm not even stressing that. The one play, and everybody talked about it, the shot clock violation by Wisconsin, where you clearly saw the player make the layup, but the ball hadn't left his hands by the time the clock went off. That's like the only blatant call that I think the referees missed. They call a lot of calls. They called a lot of fouls and ticky-tack stuff on both teams. So I really don't have that much of a problem as seemingly a lot of people do that watched the game this past weekend of the refs. Who we got? J.B. Moore. Calipari is the new Steve Fisher. He just rolls out the ball and lets the talent play, but in college, actually coaching wins games. I agree with that. The Mocha Bella, Miss Mocha Bella. That's what Calipari gets for getting those one and done to play for him. Wisconsin players stayed the whole 4 years of their college careers. Yeah, that's a point. And talking about the consistency and the chemistry that teams that have been together for more than 1 or 2 years seem to have, that definitely played into it. Wisconsin played like a veteran team. They did. From Sluggo, the Harrison twins coming back to UK have drastically decreased their chances of playing at the next level. One is projected to be a mid-second rounder, and the other is projected to be drafted at all. So that does point into Coach Cal not properly developing talent. I don't know what you're looking at, Sluggo. I haven't seen where these guys their stock has dropped so much as they're not going to be drafted at all, and one's not going to be drafted until later. I haven't seen that at all. Maybe you're right, and I haven't seen that at all. I had always thought that these guys are going to be mid to maybe top 20 later in the first round type players. You're talking about big point guards. You're talking about big point guards with experience, great skill set that can shoot and can take it to the basket. I haven't seen that. Maybe you're right, but I have not seen that. RJC. Coach K does have the same talent as UK. Also, Duke has more one-and-done players than UK. What? I disagree with that. RJC. JB Moore. One of them Harrison boys is going to be a backup NBA point guard, and the other will be playing in the CBA, Chinese Basketball Association. I disagree with that. And let me research that a little bit more, because you're the second person in as many comments, out of, I think, 3 comments, that have said that the Harrison twins, in effect, are going to be late draft picks, or maybe not even at all. Huh? Now, are you saying that just because they are unlike a lot of the other guys that have gone straight to the NBA, one-and-dones, and gone to the NBA? And we always have this discussion about, playing more than 1 year. It kind of makes you feel like a guy that doesn't have talent enough to go to the NBA, or whether guys should stay if they had some success in college basketball. But I love the Harrison twins game. I do. But once again, I'm not an NBA scout, and I haven't seen anything to the contrary that these guys are going to be first-round picks. mid to late first-round picks. Let me verify that, though. Let me look up some new lists. All right, when we get back from the break, more NBA talk, more of your chat, more of your phone calls. The realest, trillest show in America, The Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brano, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the number one thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this. You own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5ElectronicsInc.com. That's System5ElectronicsInc.com.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
And we getting a lot of chat because Tree made a comment and used the term have sex raw. And just like you cavemen dudes that listen to this show, y'all eating that up.
If you're going to say it right. It's ride raw.
Ooh. Okay, see that, Tree? You can't do that. William Mack, I'm torn on whether or not to nominate Dwight Howard for garnishing his baby mama's bank account for violating a gag order. She was wrong for mentioning his name on that bootleg show, but come on, man. That's the mother of your child? Yeah, and I read the story, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And it does seem very petty. Dwight's got $1 gazillion, and this chick clearly is just trying to keep her name relevant so that she can continue to get roles on reality shows.
I mean, we talked about this before, and you all jumped on the woman when she ain't trying to work. She's trying to work. Okay.
But she broke the rule. She broke the agreement, Tree. She can get a job. I guess it'd be less. It'd be harder for her to get a job if she doesn't intermingle Dwight Howard conversation into the talk.
What kind of job can she get that's going to accommodate the lifestyle that he created for her?
Oh, here you go.
Hey, welcome to Chick-fil-A.
Well, Chick-fil-A it is then. She not attached to dude anymore.
She is forever attached to dude because she rode raw.
Okay, now you really just playing with the people in the chat room and the listeners' emotions. Okay, you know they just pervs like that and they like to hear you talk dirty. You didn't have to go there again 3 times a day on the show.
Yes, you once, twice, 3 times a lady.
Sports Talk. Straight, no chaser.
If you're not stewing, what the hell are you doing? This is the Doug Stewart Show. And thank you for being totally interactive. If you're a new listener to the Doug Stewart Show, jump in the chat room. Yeah, on Spreaker.com. Jump in the chat room. And I read chat all day long. Y'all kind of like my wingmen. And so that's what we do all day. This is a Man Talk Monday. This segment is brought to you by System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners in the Atlanta area the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for your busy lifestyle for as little as $16.50 per month. That's right. They've been in business for over 25 years. They have all the latest and greatest technology to protect your home, your family, and your home. So check them out online. That's System 5, the number 5, electronicsinc.com. Once again, that's System 5, electronicsinc.com. Somebody gave him a Ball Award earlier, man, but Ball Award to Russell Westbrook, 40 points, 11 boards, and 13 assists. This ninja gets another triple-double in a loss. Because his opponent, the other MVP candidate, James Harden, goes for 41 points, 6 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals, and the Rockets get a win over the OKC Thunder, 115-112. Once again, I don't know who's going to win this MVP, man. I think maybe this might be the optimal year to make it co-MVPs. And you might even make it triple MVPs if you want to add Steph Curry into the conversation, because I really feel bad because the way the wind is kind of blowing right now is that Russell Westbrook isn't going to win the MVP. And I guess because of his team's record, a lot of these games that he goes off in, they don't win. So I don't think he's going to get it. But I really think he should. And if you want to give it to more than one person, go ahead and give it to Harden, Westbrook, and Steph Curry. Why not? They've done that before. They've given co-MVPs before. So, man, all of these guys are just playing fantastic basketball. And have you seen the story with Bill Simmons? And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. ESPN, Grantland guy. He just went ham on OKC, bringing up the whole conversation about them letting James Harden go to the Houston Rockets. And Kevin Durant basically shot back at him, man. Dude, just let it go. And Bill Simmons has sent out several tweets saying how the Rockets should have kept them and how they could have kept them. And it was only a couple $1 million difference. They should have never let him go. And to a degree, I agree with what he's saying. I understand because James Harden is fantastic. How do you let that guy get away? And if they had the ability to do it under the salary cap, they should have done it. And it never, ever made sense to me why James Harden was coming off of the bench. You knew that the guy was one of the best players in the game, and Scott Brooks kept bringing him off the bench, and then they ultimately let him go. They figured that they couldn't keep Durant happy and Westbrook happy, I guess, and they let James Harden walk. That, my friends, was a big, big mistake. To quote the great Baron von Raschke, that was a big mistake. That was a big mistake, man. And so this thing is going to have long-term effects in not making a deal to keep James Harden on the team. And they always talked about you need to have a big three. You know, and the big three, this whole term big three. They had a big three. They should have started Harden. Once again, that's what I always thought. They should have started Harden, but they could have had one of the most deadliest big threes in the history of big threes if they would have started Harden and kept all three of these guys together. You know, on a night when Kevin Durant ain't up to snuff, James Harden could take up his slack. When Harden ain't hitting his shots, then Kevin Durant could go off. Or Russell Westbrook. It's unbelievable. And they let it all go. It was a horrible mistake. And also, man, the Clippers, they beat my Los Angeles Lakers yesterday, man, 106-78, and I know it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. With 6 games still to play, they were throwing alley-oops off the backboard and whatnot. That was disrespectful. With 6 games still to play, the Lakers surpassed last season's 27-55 team as the losingest in the 16-time champions franchise's illustrious history. And I know I'm going to bring up Old Wish when I bring this up, but that's fine. That's what I do. It's my damn show. Lakers hadn't been the same ever since that Chris Paul deal was nixed, man. They have not been the same organization since David Stern nixed that Chris Paul deal. And if you look at this squad, we actually had 2 real misfortunate things happen in a row. They had the right things in mind. Their heart was in the right place, and I'm talking about the Lakers and Jim Buss and the organization. Their heart was in the right place when they tried to make the deal for Chris Paul, and David Stern nixed it. And their heart was also in the right place when they signed Dwight Howard. And both moves blew up in our face. Punk-ass Dwight Howard leaves in free agency. He doesn't want to be a champion. He doesn't want to be held accountable. He doesn't want to be great. And he left the team. Okay? We brought the guy to L.A. We brought Dwight Howard to L.A., and he was scared of the limelight. That's it. He was scared of the limelight. Light's too big for him in L.A., so he had to slunk out. He had to slunk out like Larry David, like the comedian J.B. Smoove said in Curb Your Enthusiasm. He slunked out. He slunked out on the Lakers. Slunked out to Houston. And once again, the whole nixing of the Chris Paul trade. I mean, imagine what this team would have been like. Oh, and then you can add one more to it as well. Is giving all of that damn money, which we wouldn't have had to freaking Steve Nash if we would have still had Chris Paul. Yeah. I'm looking at this squad, man, and thinking about the players on this team, man. You know right now, and let me pull it up here. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show because a lot of these fellas' names I even forget. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I mean, listen to the Los Angeles Lakers, the premier organization in the NBA. 16 world titles once again. They like the Ric Flair of basketball. 16-time world champion. Listen to the Lakers starting five, man. Ryan Kelly, Tariq Black, Wesley Johnson, Jordan Clarkson, and Jeremy Lin. That's your starting five. That's your starting five, man. That's your starting five. And it really hurts. I'm taking it back right now just reading them damn names. Tariq Black, Wesley Johnson, Ryan Kelly, Jordan Clarkson, and Jeremy Lin are your starting five. Old ass Carlos Boozer on the bench. I know I sound like one of the zombies off Walking Dead. But I got to laugh so I don't cry, man. I got to laugh so that I don't cry. Oh, this is the Doug Stewart Show. Younger brother, my niece told us she joined the track team. We celebrated. Showed up to her first track meet, rooting her on. She quit before the first heat because we embarrassed her with all the attention. Shaking my damn head, kids these days. Yeah. Kids these days don't like attention. They don't like for their parents to be in the stands screaming. My daughters know that they're going to get that, though. Like, I act a fool whenever I go to any kind of performance or any type of thing that my daughters are involved with. They're cheerleaders, and I'm on the front row right in front of the cheerleading squad screaming out, "Go, Kara! Go, Kara! Go, Kayla!" If you check out the video, and she probably couldn't hear me, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. If you check out the video that I posted in the Doug Stewart Show group on Facebook, you can hear me at the end. You can hear me at the end. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When she started pulling away from them little girls. And so my kids are just used to it. But, yeah, a lot of these kids, they don't like attention like that. My old man used to be the worst. Or actually, technically, he used to be the best. My old man used to act a donkey for his little boys when they were running over these other little kids in Little League football in our athletic careers, man. J.B. Moore. Well, the news up here in New Jersey is reporting that police are looking to question, I heard about this. They're looking to question DMX for robbing a cat at a gas station. DMX snatched $3,200 out of a guy's hand at New Jersey gas station following a concert at the NGPAC, according to traditional media reports. Now, I read this story. It is kind of funny. I guess it's not funny, but it is kind of funny if you know and you listen to DMX lyrics from back in the day. Like, this sounds like something where he had a flashback to his robbing and stealing days, and he lost it for a second. He blanked out and went back to DMX circa 1997 and robbed a dude. But I don't believe this story, man. I don't believe the story. You know what I mean? Dudes in Jersey look like DMX that can pass with DMX, especially when you getting robbed. The person identified him as DMX, so this person said that they were DMX. Come on, man. I don't believe that. Come on, man. As grimy as X is, Darkman X, I still don't think that he'd rob somebody in 2015. Come on, man. With his celebrity, and you know, allegedly DMX has done a lot of illicit drugs in his day. even high on drugs, bad drugs. I still don't think Darkman X would do something like that. Huh? Would he? Come on. No. No way. All right, we get back. All I'm going to do is read chat. That's all I'm going to do. This is the Doug Stewart Show. You've been thinking about starting that online store, right? And you do know e-commerce makes billions a year. That's right. I said billions with a B, okay? A B. Well, just do it and do it right with my friends at AmeriCommerce. AmeriCommerce is an easy-to-use tool to sell anything online, on Facebook, and through mobile phones. Over 100,000 merchants and website owners have chosen AmeriCommerce to handle their stores and customers. They have the most in-depth features in the industry, which include multiple storefronts, website management from one console, a Facebook shopping application, a mobilized, optimized website, and much more. Don't let eBay, Amazon, and Zappos get all the money. Get your piece of the pie, too. Click on their banner link on thedougstewartshow.com or the app link for more details. First of all, thank you for listening to The Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on The Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there, all right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes! The wait is finally over. Baseball season is here at last, and the excitement continues all season long at DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments, just instant cash, instant gratification. Why wait until the end of the season to claim victory when you can win huge cash every day? At DraftKings, it's like a brand new season every time you play. Just select 2 pitchers and 8 position players, stay under the salary cap, and you can be on your way to an enormous payday. Last year, Peter from Colorado won $1 million at DraftKings in one day just playing fantasy baseball. Hundreds of thousands of fantasy sports fans just like you have already cashed in at DraftKings. Now it's your turn. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code Spreaker to play for free. You could win a part of $300 million in prizes being awarded this season. Use promo code Spreaker for free entry now at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com, that's DraftKings.com. How dare you flash the money in front of X? Give me that money, fool!
Let it bump, though.
I'm still Darkman X. I don't believe that story, man. Come on, man. He might be on some heavy drugs, but he ain't robbing nobody in 2015, man. That's media. Come on, man. You flashed $3,200 in front of X? Give me that cash. April 6, 2015, Man Talk Monday, the Doug Stewart Show. I'm going to read a lot of chat. That's all I'm going to do this segment, man. Thank you so much. Once again, you can call the show at 404-382-0338. You still got time to do that if you want. The way to do it, though, is the chat. I read a lot of your chat. I actually go back after the show and read chat as well because a lot of stuff I just missed. I mean, right now we're at over 900 posts. Thank you very much for all of that being interactive. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And that's what makes this show what it is. From Sluggo, I hate all my front-running North Carolina folks jumping off the UNC bandwagon onto Dukes. I quietly root for all North Carolina teams since I no longer live there, but my teams live on Decatur Street, laugh out loud. From Chucktown Frank, the Kentucky Twins suck. Wackest point guards at 6'6" I've ever seen. How can you not drive and get the ball above the front of the rim? Them dudes blew that game. They did have a bad game. They did have a bad game, but to say they're whack and they suck, I think it's too far. And once again, I'm going to, after the show, I'm going to do some more research and see what some of these draft analysts are saying about the Harrison twins. I just think their upside is tremendous at their size. I mean, they can handle the ball. I mean, they can do everything. Just as bad of a game as they had this past weekend in the loss against Wisconsin. These dudes have won a lot of games. They won the game last year. One of the Harrison twins boys won the game last year in the last second shot versus Wisconsin. Come on now. Miss Mocha Bella busted to the Kentucky fans for being sore losers and setting fires and getting rowdy this weekend. Yeah. They did do that. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Stagger Lee, you can call me anywhere in the dictionary that you want to. Just don't call me a Kappa. And Stagger Lee is the bruh. Shouts out to the Qs. RJC. Michael Jackson would have forced to change the lyrics, and they don't really care about us because it uses the K word. Ooh. Kiss my go to hell. I think some white people hate to be restrained from using the word. That's what it seems like to me. That's what it seems like to me. And once again, if you feel like, or if you're out arguing and debating that you should have the right to use the N-word, I think you're wrong from the beginning. Simple as that. Clearly you're wrong from the beginning. Why are you arguing for the right to use that word? Huh? That's ass backwards. Sluggo, in the backwoods of North Carolina, people are quick to put hands on people. So I've heard that word used in a derogatory manner only a few times growing up. People are quick to adapt and not use it. 9-0 the Rhino. Last man to call me the N-word got stabbed with a popsicle stick. Yeah, real talk. Bruh McDowell, happy birthday shout out to my damn self. Somebody gave it to you earlier. I think it was Vern from Jersey. But happy birthday, bruh McDowell. Yes. Happy birthday to you, man. Appreciate all of the love. Bruh McDowell helps me out with some, he's got a lot of the classic stew cuts from back in the day that he saved to his computer, his hard drive, some kind of way. So thank you very much, bro. I really do appreciate all the love, man. RJC, the reason you don't hear whites use racial words towards themselves is because they taught their children the history of those racist words. Niner for life. Is Tree doing the voiceover on Trojan commercials? Don't ride raw. Use Trojans. Laugh out loud. That's pretty funny. If you're new to the show, there's a backstory to the term, to the phrase riding raw. Scotty, what did the mime do yesterday? No mime yesterday, but there was an exorbitant amount of praise dancers yesterday at Impact Church. We had our quota of praise dancing yesterday at Impact Church, man. We did.
Don't start.
We did. Wasn't it an excessive amount of praise dancing yesterday? And I guess everybody was in the festive mood. It was Easter.
Didn't you like the okay, so I didn't know if you were there, but I could not, I was laughing in my spirit, like, especially with the guy dancer.
Oh, yes.
Just
yes. Let me tell y'all. Let me
might be thinking. That was a family, by the way. They were mommy, daddy, and daughter.
Let me tell y'all this. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I was about to say two live stews. That too. So this praise dancing family, a Caucasian family. It was a Caucasian family. Bless their heart.
They're not. That was a black woman and a white man.
What?
Are you blind?
That dude was white, Tree. The dude was white.
The dude was, but the mama was black and the daughter was black.
Oh, okay.
That's another show, but I call her black. Whatever.
Okay.
Mixed.
All right. But anyway, he was getting it.
He was.
I mean, he was very, like...
flexible.
What's the word?
Flexible.
He was very flexible. And we're talking about the praise dancing that went down yesterday on our Sunday, our Easter service at Impact Church. Yeah, they had the spotlight. They had a couple of different performances. They came back later.
But he was epic.
Right. He was very... What's the word I'm looking for? I can't come up with the word right now. but he was very dramatic. He was dramatic. He was very dramatic. That's the word I was looking for.
I was so glad. I was like, if Doug Stewart is here right now.
He was very dramatic. That was great, though. It's just that we had an extra amount yesterday. We had an exorbitant amount of praise dancing yesterday, more than normal. No mimes. If you're new to the show, I talked about a couple of weeks ago, my church had these mimes that really, really freaked me out still till this day. And then they started talking later, which is breaking mime rules. They started talking later as well. It's just the new age we're living in, I guess. Stagger Lee, Jersey Vern sound like Grady from Sanford and Son. I'm just waiting on Jersey Vern to say good goobly goo. Miss Mocha Bella, BPA to Jersey Vern for calling and getting shot by Doug. Laugh out loud. That's one shot to the ass. I mean, he usually gets 5-6 shots to the ass. Vern calling up here all the time with his craziness. Yeah. Kim Jane, baller for Bama for hiring A.B. Johnson. Yeah, I didn't announce that or talk about that. Baller award, I guess, to A.B. Johnson. Alabama. I mean, you're talking about the same type of situation that Shaka Smart is going into, a football school and a not historically good basketball program. But, I mean, he getting a check, so congratulations to Avery Johnson. I never pegged him for a college coach, though. Am I wrong about that? I never pegged him for a college coach. He just seems like an NBA coach, has done a fantastic job coaching in the NBA in Brooklyn and Dallas as well. Never pegged him the coach in college. Never even saw him, or could see him having a desire to coach in college basketball. Because I think Avery Johnson could get another coaching job in the NBA. Am I wrong about that? Has he worn out his welcome in the NBA? I never thought that. But congratulations to him, man. More chat. And you can hit me in the chat room on Spreaker.com. The Braves should just close up shop. McCann, my man Hayward, the good Upton brother, now Kimbrough. Damn. Alabama making BBA to my boss for catching me trying to get in on the chat. Damn, man. Look, let me tell y'all something, man. And I really do appreciate the love and the interactiveness on the Doug Stewart Show in the chat room. But don't lose your job because of me. I'm just telling you. And as a dude that hadn't gotten a steady paycheck in over 2 years, it's not fun, okay? Yes, you know, at one point you want to break away and do your own thing or whatever, like the Doug Stewart Show is doing right now. But a solid paycheck coming in every other week is a good thing. So I appreciate the love, but don't lose your damn job over me. No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. Don't do it. Don't do it. Hey, man, thank you so much for joining me today on the Doug Stewart Show. Oh, man. Man, I got a lot of chat I didn't even get to today, man. Damn. Oh, man. From J.B. Moore. He says Towns, Cauley Stein, Lyles, and Booker are the projected first rounders from Kentucky. Niner for life. Rondo couldn't hit the side of a barn with a handful of chickens feeding standing 5 feet away. I think the Harrison twins are just as good as Rondo when they came out. Very good comparison. The Harrison twins to Rondo. And they shoot better than Rondo. Yes. From J.B. Moore, NBADraft.net has Andrew Harrison at 44 to Philadelphia and Andrew Harrison at 50. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. They are not going to get taken that late in the NBA draft. I don't care what no damn NBADraft.net is saying. Chuckdown Frank, Doug, you have lost your mind about the Harrison twins. Stick to football, Dougie. We'll see. Let's make a wager right now. I bet everybody in the chat room the Harrison twins are going to go before 44 and 50. Mark it down. Mark it down. J.B. Moore, ESPN's Chad Ford only has one of the Harrison boys in the first round of the mock draft. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't believe that. I like those boys. Tremendous upside. Togo Uganda Coles, Lakers lose. What's new? Stagger Lee, bring up the violin for Doug. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. All right, I'm out of here, man. All right, we'll do it again tomorrow. Same Doug Stewart time. Same Doug Stewart channel. Shouts out to Tree. Thank you for what you did today, Tree. Waterhead Walter, Dwayne Bassan, Gerald Oliveri. We'll do it tomorrow. Peace.